Good morning, Mwadi Dibinga here with another edition of my video blog, Mwadi's Musings. I hope you had a great weekend. I did. I had a very wonderful time with my nieces here in DC, and I'm actually looking forward to what this week has in store for me. There's a lot of really exciting things going on in my life, and I'm really kind of buzzed and jazzed right now. So I hope that you can feel my excitement and that whatever is going on in your life is causing you as much joy as I'm experiencing in mine right now. I want to get to the message of this video, and this morning or this afternoon, depending upon where you are, the message is about following your purpose, following your vision, and not coveting the lives of other people, not looking at other people for your reference point as to how happy you can be, not looking to other people as your reference point for how successful you are in your own life. Over the weekend, I had an opportunity to watch with my nieces a Tinkerbell movie. And in this particular Tinkerbell movie, it shows you the story of how fairies become fairies. And what I didn't know, which I learned this weekend, was that when fairies come into the world, they are given an opportunity to discover their purpose pretty much at birth. And what happens is a ceremony happens, all the fairies of the community sort of gather together. The fairy is put in the middle of this circle that is in the midst of different symbols that represent the different types of work, the different types of purposes, right, that can be attached to a fairy. So you can be a fairy that communicates with animals. You can be a fairy that controls the weather, and et cetera, et cetera. And so Tinkerbell, many of you may not know this is very enlightening for me. When she was born, she had a choice. She was put into this space where she was told pretty much to be still, to be observant, sort of listen with her inner ears rather, and look out with her third eye. These are my words, but this is sort of the message I got from Tinkerbell anyway. And that the symbol that represented the purpose that she was called forth to fulfill would make itself known to her. So in the opening scene, she sort of walks to these different symbols. She picks up a raindrop. It falls in her, it falls apart in her hands, etc. And finally, she picks up a hammer, which represents the purpose of being a tinker. A tinker being someone who builds and makes things. And when she picked up this hammer in her hand, it lit up. And it let out this almost like an electrical charge that just took her over. And she was so excited and so happy. And there was this big, joyous, thunderous applause that came from the spectators that she knew in her heart she had found her purpose in life. And for a moment in time, she was really excited about being a tinker. She went and sort of saw the space where the tinkers work, and she got really excited. But then she started to sort of look around and see what the other fairies were doing, the different purposes that they were called forth to do, and she began to become very envious, to the point where she sort of turned away from her true calling of being a Tinkerbell and tried to follow in the footsteps of people who had a completely different purpose. So she tried to hang out with the wind fairies, and that was a fiasco. She tried to hang out with the fairies who were responsible for helping the birds learn to fly, and it was a fiasco. It was just one big fiasco after another. And it sort of culminated with her creating such a disaster trying to live the purpose of other people that she single-handedly ruined the changing of the seasons for the entire community. She was trying to wrangle some tumbleweeds. They got loose. They just completely devastated the village, and it really looked like the changing of the seasons was not going to be able to happen because Tinkerbell had caused such a commotion and caused such a mess looking at other people's lives, looking at the other fairies, wanting to be them so badly that she turned away from her true calling. Long story short, by the end of the movie, she had an awakening, and she really discovered the value of being a Tinkerbell, and she used her skills to save the changing of the seasons. It's sometimes said that the grass is always greener, in somebody else's yard. Or to quote Sebastian from A Little Mermaid, this is what happens when you have nieces, right? Sebastian said the seaweed is always greener in somebody else's lake. Whose lake are you looking at? Whose grass are you looking at? Whose life are you looking at? You know, I don't spend my time worrying about, what's that girl's name, that Kardashian girl and all her millions of dollars and the wedding that went south and is she going back with this boyfriend or that boyfriend? Those types of things don't concern me. I don't look at other people's lives and wish that I had what they had. I can respect the success of others. I revel in the success of others because I believe that there's enough success in this world to go around. But I don't envy other people because I know that's what is for me is for me. And I don't turn my neck to the left and turn my neck to the right, try to figure out what other people are doing or try to figure out how I can get what other people have. No, instead, I look at my life and I'm grateful for everything that's in it. I recognize that I was called here on this earth to fulfill a purpose that nobody else can do. And that's the case with you as well. But sometimes we get so caught up in envy. Oh, everybody else is getting married. I want to be married too. Oh, everybody else has kids. I don't have any kids. Oh, this person made $1 million. This person has a great career. What about me? What about me? What about me? It's nice to have, it's important, I should say, to have people in your life who are doing well. You know, we talked about watching your crew and making sure that you're surrounding yourselves with people that are achieving. But it's not so that you can achieve what they're achieving. The idea is to use that energy, that synergy between you and your friends or people that you admire to push you closer to what you were put on this earth to do. Not to try to copy them and emulate them, because when you try to copy other people or emulate other people, you always fall short, right? You become a second-rate version of that person when you could be the sort of premium version of yourself. So the message for this week, the lesson for this week is this. You were called here to do your work. And the time that you spend looking around at other people, wishing you had what they had, wishing you had the life that they had, not even recognizing the struggles that they had to go through to get it is what they have, and not even recognizing the fact that everything on its surface that looks, you know, all peaches and cream may not be quite so beautiful and pure once you get a little bit, you know, below the surface, or once people start pulling back their masks. That's not the time, that's not how you rather should be spending your time. The time that you spend worrying about what other folks are doing, the time that you spend trying to be somebody else, is time that would be better spent working on you. Don't look at other people's lives and use that as a gauge to measure the extent to which you're successful, because what's for them is for them. What is for you is for you. You'd have green grass too if you took the time to water it. You'd have green grass too if you took the time to get down on your knees and pull the weeds out from time to time. Yes? So this week, I want you to look at your life. Not your sister's life, not your friend's life, not these celebrities who don't know you from Adam's life. Look at your life and see where is the space, where are the opportunities for you to cultivate your greatness, to cultivate your genius, to move you closer to your success. Nobody out there cares more about you than you do. Nobody out there is as concerned about your goals and your life and your vision as you are. That's your responsibility. So if you spend most of your time looking at other people and taking care of other people's priorities, or looking at other people's successes and then using that to measure how successful you are always going to be in a state of feeling dissatisfied. You are never going to feel good enough. You are never going to feel powerful enough. In other words, you are never going to feel the true you. You are never going to feel what it means to be able to stand up in the awareness that you are living your success right now, that you have a divine purpose that nobody else has, and that all these other people who are doing such great things, they're examples of what can be done, but they are not exceptions as to what can be done. If you apply your skills, if you apply your vision, if you apply that focus to the fulfillment of your own dreams, stop coveting the lives of other people. Stop wishing that you had what other people have. And be grateful and cultivate and pay attention to and nurture what you have. Your divine purpose is waiting for you to get it together. It's waiting for you to bring your eyes forward and take your eyes off of what everybody else is doing. Tinker Bell found her redemption. Tinkerbell found her joy. She found her peace once she turned away from what other folks were doing, when she stopped wishing that she had what the other fairies had and began to appreciate and understand and live in gratitude for what was already within her. That is my dream for you as well. So this week, your assignment is to turn your eyes away from the lives of other people and turn those eyes internally. Find your own purpose. Once you start to live that fully, once you start to live who you are and be true to you, and stop wishing that you were somebody else, you will be amazed by what you are able to accomplish. And you will become that person that's envied by others because you look like you have it all together. Why? Because you're not fighting against the current of who you are. Be true to you. Don't worry about what your friends are doing. Don't worry about what your family is doing. Don't worry about what the celebrities are doing. What are you doing to up-level and uplift your life? Put your attention where it belongs, and you will be surprised by what you are able to get in return. Okay? Have a great week. You ladies in Boston, I'm going to be seeing you very soon. It's 2 weeks until my final live event, and I'm really, really excited about that. And I'm preparing some really exciting things for you so that we can have a really, really good time. The rest of you all, have a great, great week. Be you. You are the only you that's on this earth right now. And when your time on this earth has passed, there will be no replacement. So live your life loudly. Live your life. Sing your song. It was put in your heart, put in your spirit for a reason. Okay? Y'all have a great, great week, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.